Good afternoon, bro. Step number one, take your phone and throw it. That's step number one. Let me ask you something. Do you have trouble sleeping? Do you have this thing known as insomnia? And then let me ask you another thing. Do you use your phone, do you use technology, any type of screen, at least like an hour, 10 minutes before you go to sleep? Studies have shown, a lot of fucking studies have shown, even my personal experience, like especially my personal experience, if I use a phone, if I use a blue light just before I go to sleep, I'm guaranteed to have like some type of insomnia. I'm guaranteed to wake up again. I'm guaranteed to sleep uncomfortably. What's the solution to this? Of course, take your phone and just like put it aside. For the last hour of your day before you go to sleep, what do you want to do? You want to do some like actual productive habits, but that also slow you down. Stuff like reading, maybe meditation, spending time with family, not at a screen. These things help slow your mind down. Maybe take a shower, maybe go on a night walk. These things help you calm down. Stuff like blue light, don't. Blue light fucking video games, these hyperactive, hyper stimulating, easy dopamine activities, shit like this, they don't slow you down. They just make your brain go on and off. You don't want that. You want to calm down. The biggest problem with blue light is that it keeps your brain on. What I have right now, these are blue light filter glasses. They basically just block the blue light. And if you don't know what blue light is, it's basically just a spectrum in the is basically just like a wavelength of light in the light spectrum. It's like, to put it simply, the blue lights, stuff like violet, blue, and green, these like really hyper lights, they go like this, like kind of like the wavelength that they go at is really quick like this. And that's why they keep you up. It's because they keep like your eyes really fucking focused. It's like you have more things to look at basically, and like more information to take in. That's like the kind of like brain dead bro science, right? But the red light, stuff like this, I don't know if it's actually called red light, but basically on the other side of the spectrum you have the warm colors, red, orange, yellow, that stuff. Instead of going like this, like the wavelength of light going like that, it's more like this, like that. It's slower, it's calmer, it's easier to look at. That's why I highly recommend having these red lights on at night. Maybe in the daytime you can have, I don't know, fucking blue, but at nighttime you should definitely have red. If you look at this like historically, the sun is a source of blue light, right? Even though it's yellow, it is a source of like natural blue light. And when did we start to get blue light throughout the day? Like when we didn't have screens and technology and bullshit like this, when did we not get blue light? When the sun went down. So it's unnatural to get blue light from a source after the sun has set. It's literally in our biology to not use blue light after the sun has set. That's why we have so much trouble sleeping when we use our phones, when we use these fucking screens at night, because it just like hyperactivates our brain and we're like, what the fuck, this fucking sharp ass light is looking at us. We don't want that. There's a couple things that you can do. One, blue light filter glasses. Of course, these, like, I've started to use these more, and you can probably see like in the videos that I started to use these more, right? I highly recommend them, and they just calm your eyes down. I haven't cleaned these in like a couple days. I would recommend cleaning them because they get kind of foggy and shit like that. But if you look on any like fucking glasses website, like shit like that, they're bound to have blue light filters. Just go to your local store, they're gonna have any blue light filter glasses. Get one, invest in it. And step number two, what you can do, or tip number two that you can do, turn on a blue light filter on your computer, on your screen, on any type of blue light screen that you have. So what you can do is you go into your settings and you can turn on, there's an actual like blue light filter that you can turn on. Either it's like you pull down the drop down menu or actually go into the settings, but usually it's somewhere along those lines. You just turn it on. What I do is I turn it all the way to the max. So when it's nighttime, my phone is quite literally orange. This is how my phone looks like with the blue light filter. It's like pretty orange, right? But it might not look like it, right? If I turn off my blue light filter, this is how it looks like. It's much more blue. Just a comparison, here you go. I would highly recommend turning on your blue light filter, like even throughout the day. Just have it on. Blue light, these artificial blue light sources aren't good for you. Just period. they aren't good for you. And they especially aren't good for you when the sun sets. Just turn on a blue light filter. What do blue light filters actually do for you? The main two things is that it reduces the strain on your eyes, and the biggest one, it improves your sleep quality. Why? Because as I mentioned before, it's like a shorter wavelength, and it's like basically more for your eye to process, and it's harder to process. It's sharper, and your eyes are gonna be like really fucking awake. And that connects with your sleep quality. If your brain is like super hyper awake and you try to fall asleep, it's gonna take a lot more time to fall asleep. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep at 8 p.m. today, but then you like spend an hour scrolling on Instagram. You're not gonna fall asleep at 9. You're not gonna fall asleep at 10. You're gonna fall asleep at like 11. That fucking like blue light activation inside of your mind is still in there for like another like 1-2 hours. You're just that 1 hour of scrolling turned into like another 2-3 hours of just like trying to fall asleep. You gotta calm down, man. You gotta use these blue light filters. You gotta turn them on your computer. I've been told before that my phone looks insanely orange, and I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. It's unhealthy for you to have blue light after the sun's down. It's super unhealthy. Like it's actually like so fucking funny. People like I'm on my phone, I'm doing whatever, and they're like, yo, what the fuck, why is your phone so orange? And I'm like, what's wrong with it? Because I forget that I have the blue light filter, and they're like, what the fuck, why is it so orange? And I'm like, oh yeah, I have the blue light filter on. And they're like, ew, why? And I'm like, what the fuck you mean ew, why, bro? It's literally healthy for you. What the fuck? I think that since it improves your sleep quality, that means it can also reduce like risk of illness, and also improve so many other aspects of your life, like working out. How do you actually gain muscle? You have to rest. You gain, like, basically kind of like the weird bro science way of it. It's like you need to optimize your sleep till you get 8 hours of sleep at least, so that way you can like optimize the amount of gains that you get. But if you're scrolling, if you're using this blue light source, then you're not. You're just ruining your gains. And do you really want to do that? No. It can also like prevent these basically illnesses. If you use this fucking phone so late at night, you're supposed to be asleep at like 2 a.m. But here you are scrolling. Do you think you're gonna get a headache or not? Do you think the next day you're gonna feel horrible because you didn't sleep well enough? Yeah. You're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna have a headache. Just turn on a blue light filter. And even better, just don't use your phone before you fall asleep. Just take your phone and fucking throw it away. You don't need it. Turn on a blue light filter. It will help you.